So this is going to be a bit of fun. We found these boxes actually out when we were doing some work, Riley and I. We found them, or Riley sort of found them and thought they might be useful. And he brought them all into the radio room here. I'm in my little workshop area and radio room that we use here. Anyway, so that bottom box has got a couple of IC910s in it. Of course, you can tell what this is. It's the Quadra VL1000 with the VP1000 power supply. Love the look of those things when they're turned on. And this, you might ask, what is in this box? Well, let me show you. Okay, this will be giving you a big hint, I'm sure. So this is the travel case that this unit comes with, which is just brilliant when you look at how well it fits into it. So what is the unit? That's what you want to know, and I'm going to need to pull it out to do that. Most of you will know what this is. Check out the travel case. I mean, is that going to make sure... I mean, we should be shipping our radios in something like this. That is just a fantastic travel case. It really is. Okay, so let me show you the cleanest IFR 500A you are ever going to see. I am not kidding, and I've been around IFR 500As a long, long time in my life. I want you to have a really close look. My good friend who sold me this, begrudgingly, said to me, he said, you will not appreciate until you get it just how clean this unit is. And of course, for portable service work, the IFR 500A with the PP meter too, by the way, that's what we love about it. Look how clean. I'm still going on about the cleanliness, aren't I? It just, everything. It is just magic. Absolutely magic. And of course, you've got your little drop down bits and pieces. Looks like new, doesn't it? I mean, if you've ever seen an IFR 500A that's this clean, well, if you have, it's probably because you worked in a workshop that bought them new, because this one this one is absolutely brilliant. And we wanted another test set that was a bit more portable, and I'd been hunting around for different models, and truth be known, I actually own another IFR 500, and a good mate of mine's having a look at that at the moment because he's a bit of an expert on IFR 500s. Actually, he's a big expert on IFRs. And he did say to me, look, you know, we'll get yours repaired, that's no problem. But he said, you've never seen anything like this one. And I went, okay. And I've got to be honest, now that it's all plugged in, boy, I've never seen one that clean. That is crazy. And like anything that I buy, I'm terrible. I've just got to turn it on. I haven't got time to have a big play with this at the moment, but I do want to just turn it on. And this is the first time I'm turning it on with you. So if it goes, smoke pours out of it, you can all have a good laugh. Probably won't publish the video if that happens. But I think somehow, there you go. Look at that. Yep. Gone through its little test, working fine. That is nice. It's in generator at the moment, but you can actually use these like an off-air receiver as well. It's certainly... I just don't have anything really hooked up anywhere close to this at the moment. It's normally I would sort of say, hey, let's run it through its cycle, but we will do that, and you'll see this bit of test equipment being used very soon. Well, I found a lead, and I thought, let's see what that lead's hooked up to. And it's hooked up to a Kenwood TS950 Sugar Delta X-Ray, the old SDX. Great old radio, those things. And I thought, well, let's put a signal into it. So, got to remember my scales on these things. And we'll go generate, yes. Oh, there we go. What have we got there? S7. I'll just increase it. Oh, yes. Let's take it right down. Okay, so breaking the squelch at 0.5 of a microvolt, just nicely. And it will hear below that, of course, so... But, and there's just 0.5 of a microvolt there. And they're very easy to use, these things. They really are. Look at that, it's just breaking the squelch there, 0.5. So I can turn the generator off. And, of course, we do have a microphone on this radio. And we're in a dummy load at the moment. Oops, untangle it. Now, just have to remember, this is a 150 watt radio, dummy load on this. So we might just take the power down on this to about halfway, and we'll just see how that goes. And then we want to set up our scale. So we're at 150 watts peak there, I think, sign out there. So that's 150 watts peak there, and that's average power there. So we're doing about 70 watts there on this nice little device, which is fine. And I'll come down to peak, which obviously more for sideband use, but it's going to read the same. But let's have a look at, if you have a sideband on upper sideband 29.6, not really something you do normally. Sorry, bring that over there. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2. Oh, I've got the mic gain down on this, I would say. Hang on, let me just fix that. Yeah, it helps when I put the mic gain up. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, so I'm limiting that power. 1 2 3 4 5. Hello, as you can see with the PEP meter here, they're quite good. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Harley, Harley, Harley. So you can see those peaks. Now, if I go back to average, it'll be a lot slower. 1 2. See how 1 2 Harlow 1 2. Sorry, 1 2 Harlow Harlow. So still able to get the same peaks out of it. But the PEP meter was always the big thing about buying the 500A versus the 500. Now, is it, a feature that would stop you buying a 500? Not at all. No way in the world. No, that's fine. Let's have a look here. That's better. We're going to have frequency error, so we're going over there. It's 100 hertz. Yeah. All right. Not sure that's picking up a bit of stuff in the shack, I think. Anyway, so this is a great little device. The other thing too, it will receive in sideband. Haven't tried that yet, but let's have a look. Let's turn that volume up. There might be a little bit of tuning to do that. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, let's have a look here. I might have to need two hands for that for a sec. Was nowhere near as hard as I thought. There we go. I'm in sideband mode. 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Hello test 1 2. Hello test 1 2. So yeah, look, that's nice. That's working like a dream. Look, it's a lovely little unit, and some of the ones I've had to lug around the world to different sites have generally been about 5 times the weight and size of this thing. This was really the one that I would have preferred. But look, the IFR 500A, you'll never find a cleaner one than this one here. The question that's going to come up is it for sale? No, I do need something portable. So, but I do have a couple other analyzers might be coming up. So just hang in there. That could be the situation soon. But the IFR 500A in this sort of condition is just about impossible to get. It's a very, very difficult item to find this clean. So my many thanks to my VK7 mate. You know who you are. And I really do appreciate what you've done here. It's just beautiful. I could go through, look, there's a lot of other functionality that the IFR 500A offers, and it's a real all-purpose, on-site tool that when you get used to using it, you really do start to decide, hey, I don't want to do without this. Some of the things when we get into deviation, etc. Beautiful for that. You can just set things up so simply, and as a RF power tool, absolutely. I mean, this is a glorified watt meter with a PP function, but of course does a lot more than that. Has a lot more variations that you can do. But I think we'll do a bit more on the IFR 500A in time. We'll get it into use when we're doing something practical to show you just why it really does compare well with the old R2001D that I use here. And don't laugh at the R2001D. I tell you what, that is a magnificent piece of equipment. Now you can laugh at my 2040 CB signal B&K precision system if you want. But while you're laughing, trust me, the price is going up on these things. I don't mean to be stupid here, but I do mean that. The B&K precision gear, I just bought out of eBay. There's a frequency counter, the B&K matching one that goes onto this. And I had a kind donation. Hang on. Sorry, I just needed to go for a bit of a walk just to grab this. I knew where it was on the shelf, but I really wanted to show you this because, of course, this is the matching B&K capacitance meter. And look, some people may say, well, what sort of accuracy are you expecting to get from that? Well, it doesn't really matter. I'm really a collector, and and we will calibrate it as best we can. Thank you so much. You know who you are that donated this. I really didn't expect you to donate it. I was happy to pay for it, but look, I want to just say thank you so much. There's a few people out there sort of believe a bit in what we're doing, and there's a few out there think we're mental as well. Thank God, people that. And the particular person, I'm just leaving it anonymous just for now, just because I haven't spoken to him about announcing his name. I just try to be a bit that way. But yeah, look, beautiful. So, test equipment, there's a lot of different variations of what you can use and what you can find. I would say if you had a choice of finding an IFR 500A or a 2001D, the answer to you on which one would I buy would be, what is your situation? Because, do you need to lug it around, or is it going to sit on a shelf like this big fella does? If you've got the room, etc., etc. Look, I'm an ex-Motorola guy, so I'm probably going to say the Motorola 2001D. But, also being a Motorola sort of chappy, I know that, they have their various issues that can happen, just like anything. Look, I used a 2600 for quite a while, the R2600B, and I had one of those spew a capacitor out and corroded a board, and it was terrible. So Motorola is not a perfect formula, but the 2001Ds, they just kept on going. And look, equally true of the 500S. There are some faults that they can get in their VCO boards, etc. And we're sort of, anyone that's in the test, or certainly in the service industry, probably has heard a little bit about that. And look, they're fairly intricate faults that happen on there. And the reason I'll tell you that, I don't mind telling you that mine is down in Tasmania with VK7RX. Now, it's beyond me. I've got to say, I spent a day on it, and I tell you what, I didn't have much to help Bob with, as far as telling him, go here, you'll be able to sort it out. Apart from telling him that it's on one of the VCO boards, which he kind of presumed even before I'd said that. But he's one of the few people in Australia who you can send something like this to, and you please don't misunderstand. He doesn't put it on the bench for 5 minutes and it's fixed. These things are painful to fix. They have transistors that go low in gain. They've got, so there are issues that, they're a very painful fault to try and fix. So, I'm very lucky that, Bob is extremely good with this sort of gear. And a little advert for Bob. Look, he's not looking for work or anything right now. He's busy. He's with a fairly prominent position that he does. But one day, when he retires, if we get lucky, he may put himself into the repair field. And so you remember that name, Bob VK7RX, because he really does know his stuff on any of the RF comms gear that you ever see featured on our YouTube channel. Bob has stayed here and taught me so much when he stays here. Some of the things that you see me showing, don't give me, on videos, don't give me too much credit. Often they're tricks that Bob's probably has told me, shown me. Bob gets a phone call once a week from me with hey, I've got this on the bench and I can't just quite nail what the problem is. And you know what? It takes the time every time to sort of say, all right, let's work through it, and generally I learn something, which is great, because at 55 years of age, my brain doesn't work like it used to when I was 30. So I need help from people from time to time. Okay, well, look, I'm going to say 73s. We'll obviously do a review of this beautiful big Quadra amp very soon. I've got my FTDX 101 MP coming as well at the end of the month. So that's what, look, people say, you've got much bigger amps than that one. Excuse me. And, you could be running your 2,000 watt Icom, and look, all that's true. But I love putting brand name equipment with brand name equipment. I just think it's a whole lot of fun. And you know what? There were, look, I'm going to get comments on this video that says, hey, you guys have got a 400 watt limit. And yes, I'm totally aware of that. And that's where I was heading. See, I can only run it on 400 watts anyway. So, more reason to hook it up to the FTDX 101 MP, which does 200 watts. So we'll be turning that back a little bit to drive the Quadra, of course. we'll give that a bit of a run. But we'll certainly do a bit of a show of that. I fell in love with the VL1000 Quadra at Steve VK3YW place, down at his place in Bonnie Doon, Steve Matthias. Great guy. But you know what? He couldn't read my mind at the time, but my mind was saying, how do I get him to go to the toilet so I can just steal this VL1000 that looks so good with his FT101, FTDX 101. It just, the way he had it set up, I thought, oh, I like this. Anyway, so Steve has convinced me to buy the FTDX 101 MP, and actually he wanted me to buy the D. I had a bit of a windfall with some dollars, and I thought, bugger it, I'm going to buy the MP. But, you know, that was just a lucky day that day. Sometimes you win. But the Quadra system, I just thought, yeah, that's a nice one to match up to. Okay, so today's been a good day. If anyone's watching my YouTube, my Facebook page, you'll see we got a whole lot of steel up on the containers for where the display rooms are going to be. And that's looking quite good, so certainly go to Facebook and check me out on there, what we've been up to. I'm sure we'll do a video on that at some stage. We seem to do a video on whenever I go to the toilet lately, but no, we actually haven't done a lot lately. So so nice to finish off with a nice shot of the IFR 500A, and what a beautiful, beautiful piece of equipment, and only fitting that the first radio that's gone into it is an FT. That's not an FT, it's a TS950 SDX, and that's, once again, that's another 200 watt radio. Great radio just to give it a first test and just see what it does. All right, thanks for having a look at this video. It's been I'm tired. I've still got to go on the Fire Up the Wire net tonight yet. It's Friday night here in Australia, guys, for the overseas people. So we get on 3650. I think they just changed the frequency, so plus or minus 5 kcs. Just check me out on that. But anyone that's interested, the Fire Up the Wire net is 8 p.m. Sometimes I run it, sometimes other guys run it. It depends on who's available. I think Miles VK2 Alpha Sugar's running it tonight. Now, yes, I'm not swearing. That is his real call sign. Look it up on ACMA, VK2 Alpha Sugar, real call sign. Oh, Miles, I hope you're watching this video. All right. 7-3's all, and thanks for having a look at our shipment of boxes today. It's certainly been a fun day for sure. All the best.